Hi everyone, I'm Maeve, and it's been a little bit. So all the way last week, you guys talked about travel and different types of travel. So, do you guys like to travel? I like to travel a lot. I go to New York every summer and every Christmas, and I go there on the train. Last spring, I went to Florida and I flew there. So that's a few ways that I've traveled to places. But usually, I just drive or walk or run wherever I'm going, now that we can't really go anywhere. So today I'm going to be reading the book In the Pond, and it's kind of like we're traveling to a pond together. So when we get to the pond and while I'm reading the book, there's going to be a lot going on. There's going to be a lot to see, a lot to hear, a lot of smells you might think you might smell, but you won't actually smell them, but just pretend like you're smelling them. So there are 5 different senses. There is what you see, so that's your eyes. There is what you hear, your ears. What you smell, your nose. What you taste, your mouth. And lastly, what you feel with your hands. This is my cat. She's going to be joining us today, so she'll be meowing in the back. So while I'm reading the book, I want you guys to think about all 5 of those senses. So, in the pond. Down at the pond on a bright spring day, 2 swans glide gracefully along, and the ducks turn tail up, dabbling for pondweed. Lots of little jelly eggs are floating in the water. The eggs have tiny blobs inside. What will they become? As the days drift by, the blobs start to grow. They get bigger and bigger. Each one becomes a tadpole. The tadpoles wriggle out of their eggs and squiggle swim away. As the last little tadpole shivers free, a huge dark shadow looms above. What do you think these tadpoles are seeing right now? Yeah, a big shadow is making the whole pond dark. It's probably a big fish. Suddenly, an enormous fish swims down. Its toothy jaws gape open. Snap! The little tadpole wriggles away just in time. Look at these teeth. Do you think those are soft and squishy or hard and sharp? Yeah, probably hard and sharp if he snapped at the little tadpole. The days grow warmer still, and spring slips into summer. Shimmering dragonflies dart around, and the pond skater tiptoes carefully across the water. Over in the reeds, there's a peep, peep, peep. What do you think would make that sound? Would it be a fish or a duck? Yeah, it's these baby ducks right there. One by one, 6 fluffy ducklings plop into the water. They paddle in a bobbling line behind the mother duck. Some stop to stare at butterflies, then rush to catch up. Under the water, the tadpole is changing. He grows tiny legs right there at the back and the front. His wriggly tail shrinks and shrinks. Then before you know it, he's turned into a frog. He hops around, exploring the sunlit pond. A teeny tiny fly flies by. Quick as a flash, the hungry frog rolls out his sticky tongue. Gulp! What do you think a fly would taste like? I bet they'd be like crunchy and gross. With a hop and a splash, he dives back into the cool water. Kicking his wide, webbed, froggy feet, he quickly swims away. I wonder what a frog would smell like. They probably smell like the pond, like water. I don't think they'd smell good though. If you come back to the pond one bright spring day, you might find lots more jelly eggs and the frog all grown up singing a croaky song. Frogs are kind of cute. So we talked about all 5 of the senses in the book. And if you don't remember, it is what you see with your eyes, what you hear with your ears, what you smell with your nose, what you taste with your mouth, and what you feel with your hands. So let's go see if we can find 5 more different ones. So these are little ducks eating the pondweed. And what do you eat with? Your mouth. And so this one would be one of their senses with their mouths. But what do you think pondweed must taste good? What do you think it tastes like? Yeah, probably not too good to us, but delicious to the frogs. So the next one is this big fish's breath. His mouth is wide open, and I bet it doesn't taste too good because they don't brush their teeth. So would that be what we see with our eyes or what we smell with our nose? Yep, it's what we smell with our nose, his breath. All the ducks were staring at this butterfly, and so this would be what we see with our eyes. We see these beautiful butterflies. Even the ducks are staring at this butterfly because it's so pretty and it's orange and black in it. Then we have this frog that jumps into the cool water. Cool water would be something that we would hear or something that we would feel. Yeah, it's going to be something that we would feel. It's our hands, it's our touch. Because you can feel the wet water and you can feel that it's cold, not warm. Okay, and lastly we have this frog singing his croaky song. That is our ears, it's what we hear. And it's probably what you hear at night when you hear all those frogs. If you live by a pond or if you walk by a pond, you hear that croaking. That's them singing their songs. So now I want you guys to close your eyes and to think of the first two things that you hear. And then open your eyes and look at the first two things that you see. And then think of two things that you smell, two things that you could taste, and two things that you could feel that's right next to you. And then go tell your mom or your dad or your sister or your brother or your cat or your dog or anyone that will listen. Thank you guys for coming to the pond with me today, and I will see you soon.